I know the story behind Band of Voices and Britain's Got Talent, but beforehand you did X Factor.
Yeah.
Was it the first series you did?
Yeah, I did the very first series of X Factor in 2004.
See, and that was you as Lloyd, but then you've been there as a vocal coach as well, and doing session work as well as. So, talk us through those few experiences, as well as with our group, obviously.
Yeah.
But do you think it was beneficial to your career, especially as a singer, but also everything else that you've done with the shows?
Yeah, I think, well, I've done just about everything there is to do on X Factor. As I say, you know, I was a contestant first of all, in the very first one. Then I moved on to become a background vocalist on X Factor, and also a provider of background vocalists. You know?
Multi-talented.
To the X Factor, and then in 2011 I became a vocal coach on the X Factor as well, as an associate vocal coach. So I've done just about all of it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think it's been a very positive experience for me, because it's opened up a lot of doors. It's got me a lot of work, obviously with lessons. It's got me the kudos of having been a vocal coach on the X Factor, having worked with some of the great judges such as Kelly Rowland. I have to put that name in, sorry to name drop, but it was a great experience working with Kelly, and you know, a lot of the artists now that have gone on to do great things and become, you know, #1 hit selling acts as well. It's been great. I think it does have its cons as well, because obviously if you go on a show like X Factor, if you don't get to the finals, you know, there's a danger of you becoming obscure, people not remembering you or whatever. But I think at the end of the day, it's you don't really have much control over that. But what you do have control over is your performances when you get on there.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would always recommend, if anybody feels that it's an avenue that they want to take, just make sure you're well rehearsed, and just make sure that you actually bring it to the table so that people can remember you. Give sterling performances, so that whether you get through or if you don't get through, at least people still remember you, you know, in years to come. Because luckily enough that happens to me. I'll be walking on the street and somebody will remember me from one of my X Factor guises. You know, so it's I would say it can be a very positive thing. Reality shows are here to stay. I don't think they're gonna leave us soon. I know, you know, X Factor and Britain's Got Talent, you know, shows like that do have their detractors, but at the end of the day, they're here to stay because people always love a reality TV show, and they always love competition, and people love to see people singing. And a lot of the artists that have gone on to become great, hit-selling artists, they will vouch for the fact that it's changed their lives. So, you know, a show like X Factor can take somebody from obscurity and give them the life they've always dreamed of.
Yeah, totally. My I suppose take on it is I think it's great for people that want to get through it, and if that is their avenue. I suppose my only thing about it is it's you know, you can get quite a young, the age range is quite young, so I think it's definitely, probably I would say for I reckon the stronger characters, and maybe people who have a stronger sense of themselves, because I don't know, I think sometimes a lot of it is about the growth of an artist while you're on the show, and sometimes I feel maybe the contestants can be a little bit young to fully develop who they are, and I think it's probably a lot for people just to switch to being in the spotlight like that. But yeah, I mean, you get some great talent on the shows, so I do watch it. It's a pleasure.
It's here to stay. It's here to stay, and I think you know, people will always watch shows like that, and you know, it'll always have great ratings.
Yeah.
Because it's the dream from obscurity to stardom, and let's face it, everybody with a hairbrush in front of the mirror when they're a little kid has that dream.
No, that's true.
Na, na.